Well, howdy everyone, Cowy, your average sim racer here. We are back in the Chevy Camaro Gen 3 Supercar for round 7 of the V8 Supercars series on iRacing. And we are at Winton Motor Speedway this week. It's quite a tricky track once again. I believe there's a 35% chance of rain in the American service, so there will be a wet portion to this track guide as well. But yes, this is a track that, a little bit like Suzuka, when you get around to this section here, it's all about compromise. You carry too much speed through here, then you're going to wreck the next two. Like, again, Suzuka, you if you go through the first part too fast, then you wreck the next two corners. So I suppose it's a little bit about compromise around here and positioning the car to maximise your exit before these straights. Oh, we might try and give Callan a little bit of space here. But the braking markers and that are not much different from the Gen 2 cars. Bring them back in probably 10 metres, I suppose. But yes, very much a little bit more curbs, I think, in this car. Alright, going back to second for this last section here. Use all of the curb out here so you can open it out, get close and apply throttle and try and straighten it out. Alright, coming down to T1 here. We're looking to brake just before the 100. Back to third, and we're getting up on this first curb and up on the second one again. Now you're aiming to put the car, the base of the left tyres, between those two ripple strips. Back to third at the Marshal's hut. Apply the throttle again, use all the exit. You've got to use maybe a little bit of brake here to get the car to turn in, but again, use all of that curving out on the edge. All right, stay tight initially. You can sort of float out to mid-corner. Mid-track, I should say. Get up on this curb, and you're braking, going back to second for this tight corner. Mid-track, maybe a little bit of brake again required just to get the car to turn in, and the same thing here again. You really want to try and get it as straight as you can, as early as you can, so you can apply throttle. Not quite as good then, but I don't know if I've fully got the grip. You're going back to second, braking at about 75. And we slid out there, getting on the power a bit too hard. Alright, so, and again, probably braking about halfway between the 100 and the 50. Alright. Well, Cal's going wide. Alright, so we're going to be somewhere in the 24s, I think, that lap there. I think our pace is going to be sort of down in the 23s once we get the hang of it. Oh, got away with that a little bit there, I think. You can see that, like, the car just slides in nicely. You just need to make sure you get that weight transference right. So a little bit of brake wear required here. Trying to apply the throttle, but be gentle where we can. This corner here, slow it down, stay over to the right as much as you can. And again, mid-track here again. To try and open this one out, see if we can get on the throttle a bit earlier this time. And we go wide. Oh well. Again, braking at 75, back to second. Alright, and get on the throttle hard. Alright. Going braking at about 75, going back to second. You can use all of the curbing here on the exit, just be careful you don't go too wide. And see the car sort of help and rotate itself through that corner then. Alright, we'll do one more lap. Back to third. Oh, I almost missed a shift then. Now I'd say, again, this is going to be another one of those tracks that if you drive it really hard, you're probably going to chew up your tyres. But as I said, at the moment, I haven't had a chance to muck around with the setup, so this is just the VRS one at the moment. But we're really trying to... Yeah, I'll have to say something to Cal in a minute. Hang on. Yeah, I'm just on the VRS one at the moment, mate, giving it a go. All right. All right, so I've got to bring a ring and bring it into the pits, of course.
Sector 2 time is good.
That was certainly the first sector was where we messed it up, and we're still finding time. All right. Now the pits entry's just here, so we just... Yeah, you want to go back to second again and probably back to first because it's really tight. Oh no!
Speed limit.
And we looped it. That's not a great look on my track guide. So we'll keep it out of the wall. But yeah, so you go back to first for this corner here and bring it in. I think 25th or something tonight. Alright. Oh, did we slow down enough? We're going to get, I don't know.
Yeah, I shoved her up under the turn one and downhill from there.
These things happen in the Big Smoke. We did race the Super Formula Lights tonight for SRW, and it was a pretty tricky race at Portland Raceway. Alrighty guys, I will be back very soon with a wet version of this, but yeah, I think somewhere in the 23s is going to be a good time. The quick guys are going to be doing 21s, you know, so 22s, 23s. I think it's going to be pretty respectable for us average sim racers. But let's see what it's like in the wet, because I get the feeling it's not going to be nearly as easy out there. Hi everyone, I'm back with a wet session here. I think we had to jump in the American practice session. Let's have a look at the weather. We've got plenty of rain coming in. Overcast, yep, yeah, no, 50% a chance of rain. It drops off as it goes on, but it's going to be raining pretty heavy for this entire session. Alright, let's jump in the car. I have gone with my Oran Park setup here for the wet. Sort of gone with a setup that I know works alright in the wet. We'll see if it applies well here for Winton in a moment. Oh, look at that, already cold rubber. Remember, cold rubber and puddles don't mix. Same thing with curbs as well. So you can see the puddles right near. Or when you get out there and use that curb, you might be able to, because I think there'd be enough sort of crap out there to give you some sort of level of grip. But very much in these sort of conditions, you'll find yourself, without going on the edge of the track there like that, but you'll find yourself sort of sticking to the mid-track areas, trying to... I mean, there's not really many big braking areas here at Winton, so I don't know if you're going to have to avoid a big slippery braking area. But as you can see, those puddles on the inside there, right next to the apex, they're going to be diabolical, so we're giving them a bit of space. Wheel spinning fourth. Whoa. Oh, back to second as we normally would. Now again, you probably find in the wet your brake markers aren't going to be that much different from what they are in the dry, because you're not going quite as fast. But you can see there, like, I'm not getting up into fifth. I might just move that bias forward a click. But I don't think it's really the bias too far back. Oh, we've just got to 100% there of throttle. Alright, so braking. I'm going to brake an extra bit before. I'm back to third. We need to try and see if we can use that curb. Puddle there's okay. Looks like those curbs are fine too. This is the curb here. I'm getting in that puddle. Let's see if we can use a bit of the outside here. Yeah, it's not too slippery. Alright, this is the bit that's going to be treacherous, I think. So you need to get really close to that curb. here, I'd like to use some of this curb. Can we do it? Maybe. I mean, you're just so ginger around here in the wet. I'm sure that there's guys out here that are going to be quicker than me around here in the wet. But also remember, this is that first sort of lap. So the tyres, I don't know if they're fully there just yet either. Or stay away from that curb. And I think sometimes you're just a passenger when you get into a braking zone. Again, that full throttle didn't want to give it to me. Okay. We'll have a look and see where we're at as far as time goes. I think the benchmark, the VRS benchmark for a sort of a rain quali is 1 minute 30 or 31. So I'm 4 seconds off the pace at the moment. But again, you know, when you get one of these races, what is it all about? It's all about survival. Alright. Yeah, but it looks like even in these conditions, some of the curves there, you can actually use them. But it's definitely going to be buyer beware. I'm going to stay away from those ones. I'm just trying to stay mid-track. So a puddle there. But I think maybe because you're light on the inputs, you can get away with it. There, I'm going a bit deeper, staying away from that inside puddle. I think here we're going to stay away from those puddles on the inside there too. Use the wider line around the outside, and same thing here. See if we can get a turn a bit better and get on the acceleration without too much wheel spin. All right, we're already a second and a half up. That curve on the outside there, I think is going to be too dangerous. All right. That one there, you can get away with using the looks of it. I think, you know, the thing about driving in the wet is pretty much every lap is exploratory, you know. So that's a 33 that time. Let's try and break a bit closer to the 100. Get up on that curb. Oh, I don't know. I think it's going to be interesting, you know, because I think some people might brave it, and like there, the puddles, I don't think they're deep enough to really, you know, give the car a big rut. But then again, you know, we all know what puddles can do, so, you know, okay, I'll come back to buyer beware. Oh, but here, you know, so staying out of those ones there. I'm still finding pace, because I think, you know, again, what's happening is the more laps, you know, you start getting in the car, is the tyres getting a bit more temperature in it, and starting to work like they should, and you know, you're finding a bit more sort of pace every lap. Oh, we'll bring her out of the pits this time. Let's see if we can actually do it without binning it this time.
Sector 2 is a 10th off your best.
We could be on for a 32 if we proceeded with the lap. Alright, but we'll bring it round. We're going to the pits. And we're going to brake nice and early. So we don't make a mistake there.
Watch your speed.
And get right down under. You can sort of cut that a little bit there. It's not going to hurt you. But yeah, just got to be careful about coming in there too hard, like always. You know, if you get it wrong, there's a 40-second hold. Alright, well, there is a look at Winton in the dry and the wet. As always, I hope these track guides are helping you guys out.
Left rear, 94.
Okay, so it's still about 2% the lap in this when you're sort of pushing and throwing the car around. And it certainly was fairly greasy there at times. Hopefully by the time this video comes out, I've hit the 1,000 sub. I think I'm at 999 as of about 4 hours ago. So if you are out there and you haven't subbed, that would be awesome. You could get me over that 1,000 mark. It would be greatly appreciated. But as I said, this is all about hopefully helping you guys out there. I've already had a couple of people reach out to me this week to say that it really helped with Barber last week. At the moment, SRW, instead of being the first week of the race of the week, it's now the last race of the week. So everyone's getting to take advantage of my track guides and maybe using my own secrets against me. But that's all right. Again, I don't profess to be the super quick out here, but if I'm helping you guys out and you can find some pace, maybe let me know how you're doing it too. Anyway, this is Cowy Average Sim Racer signing off. Thanks very much for watching. Cheers.